Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. I'm here with the last mob from the core box of Massive Darkness 2, and these are the Infernal Imps who are primed in Barbarian flesh, and that's going to make my job a lot easier later on. We're going to be starting off with a little bit of fog gray now, and we're starting off with the leader of the mob. This guy's a little bit different looking than the minions, so that's pretty cool, but they all pretty much look the same with colors and so on. I do a couple little changes here and there, but not much. So this fog gray is going to go on his skirts, just like on the minions as well. This is a very light bluish gray color. It's perfect for this, and later on when we put a color on, a tone or a shade or a wash or whatever on it, it's going to really make it pop. Now we're doing the minions as well here. So like I said, this is the last mob from the core box of Massive Darkness 2. I still have a couple expansions and some Kickstarter stuff left to do as well, which I'll be getting to eventually. But just for those of you painting the core box right now of Massive Darkness 2, I hope you follow along and I hope you've enjoyed these videos. And if you have, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Corpse Spell is next. Now we're going to be doing the wings of these fantastical little imps. Now, speaking of these miniatures, I have to be honest, they are not one of my favorites in this game. I find that it's too crowded on the bottom half of these miniatures. It's like there's too much going on. You couldn't figure out what the tail, the skin, the drapes, the armor, well, especially in the front. The back wasn't so bad, but the front, and especially the minions. The mob leader was a little less bad. There's a little bit more detail. But again, like I said, it just looks like a big pile of plastic together, and you have to try and figure out what was what. So if you're painting these guys, just keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so again, just the wings again, just on the minions as well here with that that corpse pale. It gives it a nice fleshy look, and the barbarian flesh underneath. So if you don't put it on too thick, the barbarian flesh is still going to come through a little bit, and it's going to work really well. A little bit of skeleton bone. Now we're going to be doing this for the teeth of the leader and the mobs. Now I forgot to do their toes or whatever. I don't know what they're called, but they're little claws. So I did them later on. I realized it, so you'll see at some point they'll be painted, and I forgot to record it. So don't forget to do those. Pale flesh. Now we're doing all these horns. Now the leader has two little horns coming out the side of his face, as long as with the big horns on the top. We're using this pale flesh because we're going to be doing something with it a little later on. However, I don't even think it made much of a difference when I use the speed paint. You'll see that coming up a bit more. Yeah, not much more to say here, so I'll just let you guys enjoy the painting while you enjoy the music as well. Alright, we're going to move on to some fur brown now, just for the staff of his big mace. I don't even know, what do you want to call this thing? The Morning Star? I don't know, is that what, would it be a Morning Star? Is that what this is? I have no idea. I'm not too fluent on weaponry. Anyway, some fur brown just for the staff there. Some ash gray now. We're using this on, this is the longest part of this miniature, I think. So I'm using this on that mace or whatever it is, the spiky parts. What I'm doing is I'm making it look like stone, and later on I'm going to give it a bit of a shine to it. So we're also going to be doing all the armor in this. So like he has like these knee pads, elbow pads, armor, braces, some stuff on the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to speed this up a little bit just to make it go a little bit faster. So 8 times the speed here, because otherwise you're going to be watching this for like an hour just watching me paint some gray stuff. But there is a lot of armor on these guys, and what we're going to do later on is going to make it look really nice with the tone we're going to be using. It's not exactly what I want, but it turns out looking great in the end. You know, when you're painting miniatures, if you don't use washes, you don't use shades and all that, your colors are going to look a little matte, a little not finished. So make sure you use shades and tones on top of your paints, and that gives that nice finishing look to your miniatures. Once again, I'm just going to stop talking here because, again, I don't have much to say. Just keep an eye out on it. Please keep watching the video. It helps the channel grow if you guys watch the entire video instead of always cutting through it, and it's much appreciated as well. Right, so on the first horn, so on the leader here, we're going to be putting some purple tone on top of that pale flesh, or the mutant hue, because the pale flesh is just from the Zombicide green Horde paint set, but the mutant hue is the actual Warpaints color from Army Painter, so if you have that one, it's fine, or a very light purple. But so we're putting purple tone on top, and as you can see, it does a great job shading that, and the horns had like a purple tone to them, and what I'm going to do for the minions is a little bit different. I'm actually going to be using a speed paint called Purple Alchemy. Now this sucker is purple, and with the light purple underneath though, it kind of works, but it's like, did I have to put the purple underneath? I don't know how it would have acted with just the Barbarian flesh, and I didn't want to know how it acted. That's why I put the purple as a base, very light purple, and hopefully this was going to come through, but as you can see, it doesn't do much of a contrast to it. But we'll make it all look very pretty later on, so keep watching. Blue tone now. This is going to go on the robes that we did that fog gray a while ago. This looks beautiful, by the way. This blue tone does a great job on top of this. See, sometimes you don't always want to use like their dipping. Army Painter has these big dips, like the heavy tone, the dark tone, and all that. You just dip your whole miniature in, and there you go. Sometimes you want to emphasize a certain color, and having the blue, the purple, the green, the red is always good to have in your arsenal. We're using light tone now. We're going to be doing this on all the armor again. So everywhere that was that ash gray, we're going on top of it. Now it's going to give it like a dirty rock look, which is cool. It's not exactly what I wanted. I should have maybe used the dark tone. I didn't want to use strong tone because that would have been almost brown. This is like a lightish brown, grayish mixture. Pretty cool all in all. If you want to do something else, I would just suggest a dark tone instead of this one, and it'll give you like a more of a dark one. Now I'm using it on the same thing on the minions as well, so on the sword there, using it on the armor as well. Again, these guys had a whole bunch of armor that you saw before, so just add this tone to it all. Now to really make the horns pop, we're going to do a dry brush of Sturge Tan, a unique color by Army Painter on D&D, and then a quick dry brush of Ethereal Specter, another unique paint from the D&D paint line on the boss on horns. Now we're using a soft skin wash on pretty much anything that still had Barbarian flesh, as well as skeleton. Well, pretty much everything else on the miniature is going to get this soft skin wash. So this is from the Skin Tones paint set. This is not one of their individual washes. There is a flesh wash, but it's a little bit more, I'd say, goopy, to be honest, and not as translucent as this one. This one does a really good job of getting like the skin tone going. As you can see, going on top of that corpse pale, gives the wings a really natural flesh-looking look to them. And it gets really good in the crevices. We do the same thing on the minions now. We're going over all the spots that we got just with the Barbarian flesh. So again, saving you lots of time by using the Barbarian flesh skin, like the primer, because it does all the skin for you, so you didn't have to do all that part. It really saves a lot of time when you use a colored primer, which is great. With Army Painter having all their primer colors, it's just great. A little bit of gunmetal now. We're actually going to be dry brushing this on top of all that armor that has the ash gray and that light brown wash, or light tone I should say. So as you can see, it really does a good job making it pop, making it look shiny, giving it back a armor look, stone look that has a shine to it. It's just fun stuff. And then we're going to use some Fire Giant Orange. Now this is a speed paint, and on top of the wash and on top of the Barbarian flesh, this fur looks great. I don't know if you guys love it, but oh my god, the Barbarian flesh does a great job with this orange. This would be great for a dwarf, like the hair of a dwarf or something, when they usually have orange hair. I just found that this did a great job. It looks menacing, it looks amazing. And there you have it, folks. The mob Infernal Imps are painted and ready for Massive Darkness 2. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all in the next one.